Alrighty, good evening everybody and welcome along to round 5 of the Virtual Racing Aotearoa NASCAR Truck Series, coming to you from Darlington Raceway this evening. Just a couple more minutes left on the old pracky here, and then we will be kicking over into some qualifying. Actually, now that I look at it, it's about 10 minutes till qualifying, which is unfortunate because that means I could have watched the last of the F1 race. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go quiet and watch the last of the Formula 1 race. And we'll just give you a nice wide sort of a camera angle here to watch from. What will we put it on? We'll put it on exciting, and I'm back with you closer to qualifying. Alrighty, let's try that one again now that Antonelli has gone ahead and won himself the race. Good evening, everybody, and welcome along to Darlington Raceway for the 5th round of the Virtual Racing Aotearoa NASCAR Truck Series. Of course, 100 laps is race distance this evening, 35 to the stage. And we're live with qualifying, currently looking at the 717 of Stefan Tears, never mind, make it the 39 of Lockie Brett. No times posted on the board by anyone as of yet. Currently it looks like our first one to do so will be the 91 of Hayden Guptill, of course P2 last week at Las Vegas for him on the podium. Great to see. No, wait. Race winner. And our first, or our current pole sitter, never mind it's changed, but Corey Crossan with a solid first lap with a 29.66, just pipped by Brady Stanley with a 29.64, and it looks like Corey Crossan's going to park it there and not complete the second, as we see Brady Stanley flying on his second, current pole sitter with a 29.64 on the first one. Will he go better? He will not. No, nowhere near, in fact. 29.82, so nowhere near as quick as we see Bryce Harding jump up into third spot with his second lap time, a 29.67, 0.01 behind Crossan. Hayden Millings, another strong showing in the fourth position. Xavier Simmons currently in P5. And we have McClune on his second lap, a little bit a slower one. Still plenty of drivers to come out and set a lap though. Looks like we'll be sitting around the 16, 17, 18, 19, 22 drivers this evening here at Darlington. So there's still a few, as we see Hadley Boyce post his first lap time now in P12. And McClune will come around and complete his second and fire himself all the way to the top of the board with a quick time of 29.56. Of course, Crossan, Millings have only done a lap each. We've got Mertens now out setting his lap time. If the camera wants to find him, there he is. First lap of 30.15 for Mertens. Of course, Mr. Sim D. Cull himself, proud supporter of Virtual Racing Aotearoa and our Virtual Racing Aotearoa NASCAR Trucks sponsor. Looks like you're a little bit loose there, maybe. As he comes across to complete his second lap, and that will move him up to P11, jumping in front of Hadley Boyce there. So that will be all of our... Well, no, it won't be actually, because we've still got Dilworth, Althouse, Grover and McLeod who have not set laps. Aiden Gregory, it says he's out there, but he hasn't completed a lap. So one would assume he's got the incident points, which have made his lap times invalid. Feels like, oh, bit of slidey boys. Yep, there you go. So that's a that makes a lap time invalid really quickly. Phil King just getting some additional practice in. Looks like Harding might be doing the same thing. But we have got 5 drivers who have not set a time, and it will not matter because that is qualifying done here at Darlington. and we will get ready as we take a look at the grids here. Oh, wrong button. Try that one. As we take a look at the grids here. So, starting on pole, we will have the number 61 of Willie McClune. In second will be the 53 Fastlane Esports of Brady Stanley. Behind them, we'll have the 10 car of Corey Crossan with 79 of Bryce Harding on his outside. We then have the 113 of Hayden Millings in the nice new Superflow paint scheme livery. Ditched the Spates on the car. On his outside will be the number 11 Fastlane Esports of Xavier Simmons. Behind him, another Fastlane Esports. Hasn't loaded in yet, but it will be the 7 car of Hayden Guptill. On his outside, it will be the Hex Energy Iridium Sim Sports car number 80 of Devon Stove with teammate Logan Howard in the position 9 in the car 12. Daniel Johnston in the 023 in P10. Fastlane Esports, Josh Murden 35 in P11. P12 will be the 727 Hex Energy Iridium Sim Sports of Adley Boyce. In the 13th spot, it will be the Fastlane Esports SB Tools 39 of Lockie Brett with the 717 of Stefan Tiers on his outside. Helps if you change the page. There you go, sorry. In the 15th position, 197 Iridium Sim Sports Hex Energy car of Stuart Patterson with Phil King in the 31. Luke Dilworth in the 63, Jared McLeod in the 214, Aidan Gregory in the 41, Mark Grover in the 101, and Tim Althouse in the 91 will be your last few positions, and that will be how we start this one this evening, folks. Of course, a wonderful day here at Darlington. It's so fun to say. If we have a quick look. No, we can't have a quick look because I've lost the button. Oh, here we go. As we have a quick look. 22 degrees with 42% humidity, clear skies and some wind. 100 laps the distance. Stage at 35 laps. We will go nice and wide for this race start, folks, as they are led down the front straight by Willie McClune. We are green and racing here at Darlington. Nice and tidy so far through into turn 1. Oh, we have lost someone early though. That looks like the 023 of Daniel Johnston. They've gone very, very low there. And of course, this track, very famous for something. Oh, we are yellow. What has happened? Oh dear. We'll have a look in a second. I've remembered I forgot to change something back. Let's do that. And it says here, Stuart Patterson. Let's go have a look, see what's happened here. So as we take a look at the 197, Stuart Patterson, what has happened? Yeah, we're sideways there. We're sideways. Oh, he's tried. Oh, no. Bang. Found the wall. Now, I was in Discord when Stu first jumped on, and I did hear him say that he's had no practice, and he was going to see how things went. And judging by that, I'm going to say not great. Would be how I would hypothesize that one. Not great at all. So if we go back and take a look there, you'll see he's coming through, just a bit too much gas, loses the back end of that truck. And we're a little bit sideways, Tokyo drift, and he's tried to correct it. He's overcorrected it, and bang, hong you the wall. Good night. Now, it was also saying at the start of the race, we saw the 023 of Daniel Johnston. What happened there with him? Oh, yeah, he's just broken it loose as well, and I think Hadley Boyce may have helped him a little bit, but that was all she wrote for Daniel Johnston on the race start. Just cold tyres coming through turn 2, and too little, or too much, too soon. And that was all she wrote for the Daniel Johnston car. As we jump back live, and we can see there's Xavier Simmons in the pits. Very early. We're not even our lap. So, interesting. Also looks like Dilworth, McLeod, Gregory, Patterson, Johnston have also all entered the pits here. And as they would say in the movie Dodgeball, great movie. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it'll pay off. And we hope you have had a fantastic weekend out there. Of course, a great race just had in Suzuka. P9 for Lawson, things we love to see. Shane Van Gisbergen figuring out ovals. Top qualifier for Trackhouse Racing tomorrow. The P5, which is just, yep. Oh man! Now that I've seen people getting sideways, I've just got the Fast and Furious Tokyo song stuck in my head, so that's fun. Fast and Furious. As we get ready to go back green here. So, we are green and we are racing again at Darlington. Of course, we're only a few laps into things. Most of them are under caution, which is never ideal, but we are away, we're green. As we hang back and have a look, Willie McClune is just gone. Oh, Lockie Brett, no, that's gone bad for him. We've gone yellow again. We've been green a whole 30 seconds, not even. And you saw it going wrong for him in the background there. Lockie Brett, what has happened, mate? Coming off the corner. And does he just break loose? What happens there? You got Hadley Boyce right behind him in the 727. Oh, looks like Murdens actually gets a bit loose. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, right. So, if we have a look, where is he? Let's have a look here. And we're going to jump on board with Hadley Boyce. I forgot to change my mirrors again. So you see that 39 of Lockie Brett there on the outside, and it looks like the system decal car, yeah, he just gets a little bit loose, and I wonder if Lockie's just maybe tapped the brakes a little bit. Hadley Boyce not expecting it, and he's just given him a good old tappity tap up the butt. The rear end of the truck's broken loose. He's hooked to right. Hadley Boyce driven right through him, and that was all she wrote for Lockie Brett. So again, if we have a look, let's ride on board with Lockie Brett this time. And if you keep an eye on that silver car in front of him, or that silver truck, the 35, you can see he just gets a little bit loosey-goosey. Bang, there's the punt from Hadley Boyce, and gone. And you can see that Hex Energy bonnet out the right side there, but that was it for Lockie Brett. And he will be in the pits from here. So, nothing but drama. Who went into the pits that time? Hadley Boyce, Stefan Tiers, Luke Dilworth, Jared McLeod, Aidan Gregory, Lockie Brett, all entered into the pits. So, not a lot of movement up the top, other than Guptill dropping back a few places, and I believe Stove making up a few. Well, actually, I can see that. It tells me, doesn't it? So, not a lot of movement up the front, other than Stanley losing a couple. Stove up sort of 2 positions. Big movement in the middle, though, as Phil King comes up 7 spots, Mark Grover comes up 10 spots, Xavier Simmons down 7, Daniel Johnston down 5, William Green down 6, Stuart Patterson 9, Starling's marked it up after the dramas on the first corner. He's killed it there, and decided that I don't want a bar of it, but we go green again here at Darlington. Let's see if we can keep this one a little bit tidier. Maybe we'll actually get a couple of laps. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Everyone through the first corner, it looks like. Oh, no. He held it together. Hayden Millings far out. Well done, Brady Stanley and Hayden Millings. That could have just as easily been yellow again. So a huge amount of movement for the 113 of Millings in that Superflow car. Nice delivery. And he just got all tangled up. Stanley did a great job to recognise what was happening in the 53 and back out of it so that Millings could recompose himself. No one's a big loser other than a little bit of speed. As we watch this battle here between the 53 of Stanley, the 80 of Stove, and the 91 of Guptill. That's a fast lane sandwich with an iridium filling. God, why did I say that out loud? As we are half-ish. Nope, that's not how that math works, Cam. Never mind. So McClure, Crossan, Harding, Millings, Stanley, Stove, Guptill, Howard, and Merdens and Simmons. That will be your top 10 here as they run. And we can see there everyone just nice and sort of single file. Let's drop back and have a look at what's happening further afield, eh? Because I'm being told Dilworth is out there passing people as we watch this little battle here between Mark Grover, Daniel Johnston, and Jared McLeod was there as well. Jump back. I think I saw Stefan Tiers. Maybe I was wrong. Let's see if anything's changed up the front. Or maybe I made good timing there. It looks like Logan Howard just trying to figure out how one earns the coveted Darlington stripe as we see Stove, Stanley and Guptill all back together again, being good buddies, and Simmons right behind them wanting to get some of this action. as they separate themselves a little bit, and we can see here Xavier Simmons has actually ended up in front of the 80 car of Devon Stove now. So Stove and Howard, the two boys right there. Everyone else, if we go and have a look at Willie McClune, bit of a gap between that 61 capital RC car. Feel like that's a new livery as well. Feel like he's been blue most of the season. Now he's rocking that nice yellow. What a great livery it is as well. Of course, shout out to Capital RC. Big supporter of Willie McClune. Followed behind him will be the 10 of Corey Crossan. Also trying to earn the coveted Darlington stripe there. I've just finally realised after 5 rounds that it's the hooked livery. And behind him it'll be the 79 of Bryce Harding in the Irwin truck, with a bit of a gap there between them. So right now, no massive movers or massive losers. Our biggest ones are +5s in your Phil King, Jared McLeod, Mark Grover. Worst are your -6s and your Lockie Brett, your Stefantes, your Stewart, Patterson. It looks like Lockie Brett might be out here. Oh, so something's happened down there for Lockie Brett. Or he is just trying to get into pit lane. Oh! Not like that. And he has called it a day. So I'm just going to go and have a look and see, because my system has told me that Lockie Brett did crash. Did not cause a yellow, but it's told me he did crash. I wonder if it was a Darlington stripe level crash or if it was a genuine, like, crash. It's based on speed, so it's really hard. Oh, yep, Darlington stripe. Breaks it loose. And bang. Not quite the Darlington stripe everyone talks about when they think that you're going to get one, but one nonetheless. And that was that. So, an unfortunate end to Lockie Brett's race this evening. Not what you want to see at all. As we see Dilworth starting to make his way through the pack. He has jumped in front of the 31 of Phil King and is now up 6 spots on where he began this evening. But up the front, it's still the number 61 of Willie McClune, followed by teammate Crossan and Harding, Millings in 4th, Stanley in 5th, Guptill in 6th. That is how we run here at Darlington with 14 laps to go to stage. As I have a quick look at my Formula One fantasy points to see why did I bring Hulkenberg in this week? Still 15 points, so I'll take that. Estimated. Now, what's happened to Guptill? It says here Guptill's crashed. Oh, that's because Guptill did have a moment. We'll back it up a little bit here and see what's that all about. Yeah, so he's Darlington stripe. Quite intently, one would argue. But he's fired into the pits. He's come out of the pits and he's all good. All happy days now. So we're good. So drivers starting to, obviously we don't know if Guptill made that decision or if the decision was made for Guptill. But he has pitted. and it does change things up at the top of the order. So we have a look here, and it looks like Millings and Stanley. Stanley going low on the 113 of Hayden Millings. Will he make it stick around the corner? Oh, he's floated up high. Oh, they're close. But very good job by both drivers to keep that one nice and clean. Good job, Brady Stanley, to stick that one. As we look at, let's have a look at the left rear suspension. We can see there the system decal, side bite media, SP tools, fast lane esports car, with the 113 of Hayden Millings chasing him down, and team boss Xavier Simmons in the 11 car also trying to be part of the party here. As we see, it looked like Millings was trying to see if there was a move to be made. He's setting up for it for sure. Xavier Simmons potentially going to make the move on Millings now? No. Oh, here we go. Front row tickets. Thinks about it differently. Oh, Millings has touched the wall there. That's going to scrub a little bit of speed off, as we see Simmons has seen it, made the most of it, and that'll be position Simmons getting ahead of the 113 of Millings there, with 7 to go until stage caution. Out front, it is still the McClune show, but we have a look here. There's a bit of a gap between him and the next car. Other than that, though, right now, if we have a look at that one, we will see Luke Dilworth up 10 positions so far. Started in 18th, ran off the back, decided to see what he could make happen, and is currently sitting P8. So we will keep an eye on him as he continues trying to fight his way into the top spot. But we can see here the 61 capital RC of Willie McClune is well and truly got this race under control right now, with the gap between him and teammate Bryce Harding up to 1.74 seconds. Now, of course, in 4 laps, once we do get that stage caution, they will get all bunched back up together, and we'll make them, bring them back together and make them start having a bit of a battle with one another. So it's not quite all over yet. So, as we actually see McClune coming up on, where's my button? You can actually see here McClune coming up on, I believe it's Guptill, it looks like, in 91. Potentially fighting that car after the little touch he had with the wall. McClune coming up, and Guptill will pull down low and let him through. No dramas, no fighting between the two there. Just nice and safe for everybody to get past. Well done, Hayden Guptill. And you can see here, Brady Stanley has well and truly closed up that gap between himself and Corey Crossan. We are 1 to go until the stage caution, however, so I imagine this will sort of be where we call it a day. and we're yellow for the stage caution. So, coming into the stage caution, it will be McClune, Harding, Crossan, Stanley, Simmons, Millings, Stove, Dilworth, Boyce, Merdens, Howard, Johnston, King, McLeod, Gregory, McKenzie, Grover, Guptill. And we close the garage doors on Patterson, Lockie Brett, Stefan Tiers as they park up and put the cars back in the hauler to go away until another round. That is all she wrote. And we see here, I'd be very surprised if anybody... Guptill has stayed out. He's not long out of the pits anyway, so that makes a little bit of sense. Everybody else has dove into the pits here at Darlington, obviously looking for those tyres and fuel. Oh, actually, it looks like, now that I'm looking here, it actually looks like Stuart Patterson is still out there racing. Of course, so I don't know if we've experienced this properly as yet. So Hayden Guptill will have the lucky dog. For those of you who are sitting there going, lucky dog, what the heck is that? So as Hayden Guptill is the first car down on the first car a lap down, could be more than a lap, but the first one at least one lap down. As we are yellow, he will now get the lucky dog, which will mean he can, if he's one lap, he will get back on the lead lap. The provision to that is that he has to stay out and get the lucky dog before he goes into the pits, and he will then start at the back of the pack. So it does mean that he's back on the lead lap though, which is where you want to be. So that's always handy for obvious reasons. And as discussed already, the pack, as we go green, will be all bunched up again. A few movements have happened in the pit cycle. But the biggest thing here is going to be the fact that everyone's on cold tyres now. Fresh tyres, but they are cold. Funny how that works. Which could make things... Oh, Hadley, boys! Not quite what he would have expected to do, I imagine. Team boss Devon Stove right behind him, probably going, mate, don't forget, you've just pitted. Yes, they're fresh, but they're also cold. It's going to get spicy coming out of the corner. Hadley said, no, watch this, bro. And, oh, he's tried to do it again. man, he is not making things overly easy on himself here. So everyone back down to single file. We'll have a look. Looked like there's a few cars hanging out with each other down here across the Aidan Gregory, Daniel Johnston, Phil King and Hayden Millings with a lot of work to do now after that pit lane cycle to get back up. Presumably sat around to get a little bit of damage attended to. Of course, did have a couple of wall scrapes, and if we look here, yeah, pit lane time for Millings was 10 seconds more than most other cars, so you would imagine he sat back just to get a little bit of the damage sorted out. Oh, who's that at the back? Mark Grover. He's done well to hold that together, because that got really interesting really quickly for him, but he's recovered it well. Of course, recovering well, a lot easier said than done in these cars. As we look at the front four, McLoone, Harding, Dilworth, Crossan, it's a Sigma Sim Sports. Hardy up the front, Dilworth up 15 spots currently. As we see Crossan sitting in behind, is he going to make a move on the 63 of Dilworth? Drops low, thinking about it. No, happy to just sit in behind. 54 laps left to go here. As you see Boyce in the background there, makes a little bit of contact with the wall. Oh, camera did weird things there. So we look at Millings and Gregory. So Aidan Gregory started P19, currently up to P9. Has made one up quite a few positions, up 12 spots now to P7. And we have a bit of a battle going on here now. As we see another one just in the background there as well. So the 35 of Josh Murdens, the 41 of Aidan Gregory, and the 113 of Hayden Millings here. You also got Paul McKenzie going, hold on, I want to play as well. Let me in, boys. And we saw Logan Howard and Daniel Johnston having a little bit of a battle back behind them. Nothing really happening up the front. Looking at the gap times across everybody though, everyone's fairly spread out. This is where things are hip-hop happening. Why did I say that out loud? I do not know. So, Mr. System Decal himself in the 35 leads Gregory and Millings. We're over half race distance here at Darlington now with 47 laps left to go in this one. Oh, yeah, as we see the 41 just break a little bit loose there. He's done well to hold on to it. Millings adjusted, which might have lost him some time there because that's allowed Paul McKenzie to come in and be part of the party as well. As we see also Phil King and Logan Howard just behind. Now I've just realised something. I don't actually know what happened, but we didn't go yellow. I'm just going to jump back here because I've just seen a thing that says Brady Stanley and Hadley Boyce crashed. What's the go here, lads? Yep. That'll do it. Or did they manage to keep that going? Just... Alright, so we didn't go yellow. It kind of just felt like the tangle that would never end, that one. It just... Stanley was trying to let off so that Hadley Boyce could get himself turned back around the right way and keep going, but it just... You just couldn't separate the two of them. They were just too keen to be part of each other's lives. As we watch this battle here with Millings and Gregory, definitely the one to watch on the racetrack right now from a battle perspective. Nothing really else looking at the timings going on. And let's go have a look and see what is going on with our race leader, Willie McClune, with 40 laps to go here. He is well and truly just ahead, flying along. let's hit the exciting button. We'll see what iRacing thinks we should be looking at. It's taken us back here to the battle for P9 between Paul McKenzie and Daniel Johnston in the 36 and the 023. With 37 to go here. See. Jump back a spot here to Logan Howard. With McKenzie and King right behind. And we jump up because the 80 Hex Energy Iridium Sim Sports of Devon Stove, I've just noticed the gap time, and he is now right on the back of Corey Crossan. I've got a feeling we're going to go yellow in a second, maybe not. So I've had, we will go back and have a look at it, but it has said here Hayden Millings crashed and then entered the pit lane. So some big dramas for the 113 of Hayden Millings as we see Stove try to seal this up on Crossan. Crossan gets the cut over though. Oh, Stove gets a little bit loose, but he's managed to hold on to it, and that will put him in front of the 10 of Corey Crossan. So Stove now has your 4th position, started P9, and has just sort of chipped away at the pack until he's found himself up here in 4th position. Oh, he's found the wall, which is going to open the door right back up for Crossan, is it? Maybe not. They're both going for a Darlington stripe there. All right, everyone simmers down. So let's jump back and have a look and see what's happened to Millings here, because it says on my thing that he crashed and then he's entered the pits, and I don't see him as having necessarily exited. Okay, so he hasn't actually crashed. He's just gone for the green flag pit stop, which has made it seem as if he crashed because it scrubbed all the speed off, and that's how this thing works. In the meantime, it looks like we have also had Hadley Boyce do a similar thing, and he has entered pit lane. We've also seen Bryce Harding and Luke Dilworth. Not Luke Dilworth, sorry. Bryce Harding and Willie McClune have both also gone into pit lane under green. So with 29 laps to go, you'd think that would be the final one unless we see a yellow. I can't imagine we'll see another pit cycle. And That means, as it stands now, Dilworth is your race leader, still to pit. But that is a very impressive 17 points gained. Started in 18th, finds himself currently running in first position. See, Hadley Boyce has entered pit lane again, which is interesting given he was only just there a moment ago. What's happened, Mr. Boyce? He just pitted on the last lap, so I'm a little bit confused as to why he would have gone in again. It looks like his steering's all not doing what it should. Interesting. That does put him laps down, and it looks like he might have actually called it. Potentially. So, we'll keep an eye on our leader, Dilworth. Go to the blimp view. Riding on the Goodyear blimp just to see what's going on. With 26 to go, last pit stop for Dilworth was lap 37 when we were under caution. So you would imagine that he will need another one before the end of the race. Stove is the same. 37 laps since he last pitted. And we see Stove has dove in. Oh, wow. Has Stove somehow just won the lottery? I do not know. That either could not have gone better for him, or it could not have gone worse. It looks as though Paul McKenzie and Brady Stanley, what's gone wrong here? As we have a look at the 36 of McKenzie, there's the 101 of Grover under him, 53 of Stanley in the background. Oh, yep, McKenzie's hit the wall there, and he's come back up the racetrack right in front of 53 of Stanley, and that'll be all she wrote. We turn into a spinning top. And that is what has brought out the caution. So, that is the caution for, that is what has caused our caution here, as we see. So, this is going to be interesting, because Stove had dove in to, and had entered pits as the yellow came out. He's left the pits before anybody else has even entered pit lane in terms of that lead pack. So he's managed to get in and out of the pits before Dilworth, Crossan, Merdens, Gregory, Simmons, Howard, Grover, Stanley, King, McKenzie have even entered the pit lane. So there's all the chance in the world here that Devon Stove could have just won the caution lottery. Remembering that McClune, Crossan, not Crossan. Remembering that McClune, Millings, Johnston, McClune the big one, had all pitted prior to that caution. So McClune pitted at 71 and is currently in 11th. Whereas Stove managed to pit perfectly and will now lead us from the restart. with fresh tyres and a tank of gas that will take us through to the end of the race, which should have, after the caution, about 20 laps to go. Of course, has Dilworth on his outside on fresh tyres, Crossan right behind him also on fresh tyres. Two very, very fast drivers as well, but it will be the Iridium Sim Sports Hex Energy car of Devon Stove in the 80 leading us as we go green here again at Darlington Raceway, and looks like Dilworth potentially missed the jump or just backed the pack up on purpose. Either way, and it is a Sigma onslaught straight away on the 80 car of Stove. Saw them 3 wide for a moment there through turns 1 and 2 as Crossan moves down to see if he can get past. He won't have enough though. Stove covers. Simmons behind with Gregory and Dilworth. Now the goal here is hold them off but don't kill the tyres. 21 laps to go. Crossan's got a bit of an overlap. He's going to dive down the inside for the race lead here as we go into the corner, and Crossan will take that from Stove. So Crossan will be our race leader now as we come down the front straight over the finish line. 20 laps to go here at Darlington. And Crossan will start to build a bit of a gap here on Stove. Dilworth behind with Gregory. Simmons drops back a little bit behind him. Mertens and Stanley, the Fastlane Esports SB Tools trio. As everyone sorts themselves out after the restart. We see another big mover of Aidan Gregory in the 41 Capital RC car, moves up 15 spots from 19th to where he sits currently in P4. And Crossan now with the point sort of 4 gap on Stove. Dilworth running nice and high around the wall here. Hadley Boyce returns to the racetrack, had 6 minutes of damage in that pit cycle. As we see Dilworth now closing the gap up on Stove. That gap shrinking very, very quickly. It is now 0.16. And there we go, Dilworth diving down low. Seeing if he can get Stove coming into the corner. He gets in front, moves up, slams the door so that Stove can't get back around him. Stove looking to go low, maybe, no. Accepts that this is where he'll sit now. Lets Dilworth have the spot, finds the wall a little bit there. Stove does well to get it back off. Dilworth finds the wall on the way out of the corner there. As we look further back, here comes McClune. Hard charging his way back through the field. There's still 15 to go. For anyone else, I'd say it would be tough, but for Willie McClune, it's probably doable. In fact, I'd say it is doable. So, just needs to pick them off one by one here. And there we go. Willie McClune on the move. Gets in front of the 35 of Josh Murdens. Logan Howard says, oh, I can do that too. Or maybe not. Oh, no. Oh, Murdens has been turned into a pinball between Logan Howard and the outside wall. He's just bounced in between the two of them multiple times, but Logan Howard does manage to get the job done, kind of. It wasn't a good job, but a job's a job. If that overtake by Howard was a university degree, it'd be a C, because C's do get degrees. And that's about the extent of it. So, we jump up front. Crossan. Dilworth right behind. Stove runs third. Simmons in fourth. Gregory in fifth with 12 laps to go here at Darlington Raceway. As we see Dilworth closing up that gap. And actually, bit of bumping between the two VRA admins here of Simmons and Stove. I stopped paying attention for a moment, and all of a sudden Stove's lost P3 to Simmons, who's come out of practically nowhere. There was a huge gap, and you kind of thought that Stove must have really had things sort of settled up, but Xavier Simmons said, ain't over till the lady sings, and the lady ain't singing yet. Moves into third position, with Stove now in fourth. Crossan and Dilworth still your first and second respectively. The gap about 0.2 between them. And as you see them up in the distance there. Is Stove under threat from anybody else? Not currently. We'll see what our first and second place are up to. Again, Dilworth currently up 16 positions on where he started. Can he make it 17 by regaining the lead from Crossan here? With 6 laps to go, we will make it as they cross the start finish line there, ladies and gentlemen. So plenty of race left to decide on a winner. I don't know why I said that so slowly. As we see Dilworth just setting up here. In the background, it looks like Stanley has gotten in front of Gregory. See if this one will give us a better view of that. Yep, so you see there that little blue car in the background. Stanley has gotten in front of Gregory there. So, a position change further back, but it's all eyes on Dilworth in the Ram truck. How good seeing them back in the NASCAR Truck Series, and Crossan leading this race here at Darlington. You've got to get the feeling that Dilworth is just sort of biding his time with 4 to go and just kind of waiting as opposed to putting a Hail Mary move on. just cruising at the minute. Setting up. As McClune has passed Gregory. Oh no, here we go. Here's the move now. So Dilworth will put the move on and take the race lead, and that is plus 17 positions from where he started for Dilworth now in the 63 car. Corey Crossan moves down into the second position in the number 10, and he's going to say, no, I don't want that. I want that race win, but won't quite pull it off. Moves low. Dilworth manages to cover and cover well. 2 laps to go. Crossan setting up to try and get that lead back. Simmons right there if it all goes wrong, ready to take it off their hands. It'll be Dilworth coming around. As we see Simmons making a move there in the background. So last lap, it will be Dilworth. Simmons moving into second on Corey Crossan now. Taps the wall. Crossan comes back under. Simmons breaks loose. Oh, Simmons has hit the wall. Oh, he's got Corey Crossan as well. Oh, no. Big dramas in the background on the white flag. For Corey Crossan, who's had such a great race. And that is, it's Dilworth to Simmons, Stanley Stove. I lost the checkered flag there somewhere. Oh, heck. And Crossan will end up. Whoa. Crossan will end up very far at the back. Let's have a look here, folks, and see. So, as we have a look at our results, Dilworth in the number 63 will be your race winner as we see the donuts over the on the front straight here at Darlington. Xavier Simmons in the number 11 car in second. Brady Stanley in third. Devon Stove fourth. Willie McClune fifth. Josh Murden sixth. Logan Howard 7th. Phil King in 8th. 9th will be Aiden Gregory. 10th Hayden Millings. 11 Paul McKenzie. 12 Daniel Johnston. 13 Corey Crossan. 14 Mark Grover. 15 Bryce Harding. Hadley Boyson 16. Stuart Patterson in 17. Jared McLeod will be 18th. As we tick over to the next page, we will see Hayden Guptill, Lockie Brett, Stefan Tiers, and I don't actually believe Tim Althouse started the race. So it started off pretty messy at the beginning of this one here, folks, but it ended up after 100 laps, we got it clean. And after 100 laps, your benefactor at the end of that one, your race winner, of course, is none other than Luke Dilworth. And it looks like he's the only one that we've got in the commentary box as well. So we'll grab him and have a quick chat, which works out well because it is bedtime for me. We'll drag him up here. Oh, the others have joined now. But anyway, we'll start with race winner Luke Dilworth in the number 63. Mate, 17 positions from where you started to win that race. What's going on there?
I just thought, bit of fun, start off the back, sort of see how we go. It's probably one of the toughest tricks on iRacing to start at the back and try and drive through the field. But it was good fun. So, yeah.
Well, you've tried something different, and trying something different has worked out extremely well for you. Of course, the start of the race, there are quite a few yellows as we got underway, but then once we got through that sort of first one, we ran pretty clean for the bulk of it there. How does that play into your strategy around tyres and everything?
Yeah, I mean, with the stage caution, it kind of brings you back into it, like half, third of the way through the race, so you just sort of pick away at the guys that you can pick away at the start, and then hopefully you've saved enough tyre to get the guys that have pushed at the front at the end of the stage, and then I made a heap of spots up in the pits for some reason. There must have been some guys with damage, but restarting in the top 4 always makes it easy and sort of fall in line and see how we go. But yeah, we got lucky with that late caution with the other 2 boys making us stop and fighting each other. I thought I'd just stay out, and I was never going to jump them in the pits once they stopped. So yeah, kind of worked in my favour.
Yeah, of course, it's a roll of the dice sometimes when it comes to the pit stop strategy and some of those late cautions, but it's all worked out for you. Of course, moving all the way from the back to the front. A fantastic race run by yourself there, Luke. Any sponsors you need to thank tonight?
No, just the Sigma boys, keep chipping away at winning things, and it's it's good. It's good. We've built a little bit of a oval sort of dynasty here, which is quite cool. So yeah. And thanks to VRA and Josh for sponsoring it. He does a bloody good job with his stuff, and yeah, it's good for him to have his name on this.
Of course, Josh Murden, System Decal, always great to have him on board. We're very lucky to have him here at VRA. Well, again, Luke, congratulations on the race win, mate. Thanks for having the chat, and good luck for the rest of the series, eh?
Yeah, thanks, mate, and good job on the stream. I watched a couple of weeks ago. It's a good watch. Yeah.
Thanks, sir. Much appreciated. Well, I'm sure we'll talk to you again later on this season.
Have a good one.
Awesome. Cheers, Luke. And we'll drag up our 3rd position this evening. Brady Stanley, you until that last lap, you were probably sitting there thinking that you wouldn't be talking to me tonight, but here we are.
Yeah, definitely. I got a bit lucky with the bingle there with Cozza at the up ahead, so take the points where I can get them.
Of course, you will never say no to the team boss making things happen in front of you. Of course, accidents happen in the last lap of an oval race, but a bit of an up and down race overall for you. At moments you were up in the sort of top 6-7 cars. At other times you were quite far back. How was it from the driver's seat for you?
Oh, it's just difficult to pass. So if you, especially like one and two is almost one of the only spots you can really get alongside somebody. And then as soon as you're down the bottom, the car just tries to push straight up. And I was running up there for a little bit and had that happen with Hadley, and just tagged him and he slid down and we ended up sliding out. So no, it ended up quite well for a bit of a mid-race spin.
Yeah, I think I said at one point when I looked at that replay between you and Hadley, the world's longest entanglement. It sort of just seemed like he did everything other than break free of you, and you sort of were just loving each other as long as you possibly could on the car there.
Yeah, well, I tagged him in the back, and I was trying to just stay there so that he could get going straight, and it just never once got going straight. So it's a bit unfortunate. It hopefully didn't ruin his race too much. But
yeah, it's oval racing at the end of the day, right? No one's going to make it through there scot-free. It's the joys of Darlington as well, of course. Saw a few moments there of you earning your Darlington stripes. So congratulations on the podium here tonight, Brady. Sponsors on the car that you need to thank? Yeah,
just all the Fastlane boys, SP Tools New Zealand, System Decal, Hartley Engines, 17 RC, and Sidebite Media.
Amazing. Well, thank you very much, Brady. Look, you've been there or thereabouts all season, so I'm sure we will speak again. Luck has played on your side in the end tonight. Congratulations on the third spot, mate.
Yeah, definitely. Cheers. Thanks for that.
No worries. And we'll bring in number 2, Fastlane Esports boss. It's becoming a little bit of a habit having a yarn on a Sunday night. Xavier, another podium finish for you here at Darlington. How good, mate?
Yeah, I probably should start off by apologising to Cozza there. God had just got into each other out of 2, and I just bounced off the fence and come straight back down into him. And yeah, we probably both should have finished on a podium there, and not just me. But yeah, it's just a bit unfortunate. But yeah, look, the race tonight was a bit up and down for me. After the stage, I kind of was hoping that would stay green to the end, and I sort of planned on going real long on the stint after the stage, but we got a caution that actually probably landed quite well for me. I hadn't pitted yet and sort of drove myself back up into the top 6 or 7, and some guys sort of got trapped a lap down. So yeah, definitely helped out.
Now, as you mentioned, a bit of an up and down race, not just for yourself, but for a lot of cars out there. We started quite messy, right? Quite a few cautions in that first sort of stage. Once we got through there, a few long runs, but a couple of cautions that potentially saved a few guys. It sounds like even yourself. What do you make of a race like that? Like, what sort of thinking has to go in behind your strategy when it's so stop and start like that, particularly at the beginning?
Yeah, it's hard at the beginning when it starts like that. You kind of hope it doesn't do that all race. And when we sort of went green to the end of the stage, my mind sort of shifted to maybe we can make it to the end after the stage break. And to be fair, that thrown out the window as soon as the caution come out, and then it's kind of just like race as hard as you can to the end when you've only got sort of 25 to go. So yeah, it's hard, but it's sort of, yeah, it can work out either way sometimes. And yeah, fortunately for me, it landed the right way, and yeah, come away with a second.
100%. And that podium in general, yes, got to the second on the last lap, but you only really got into that podium position with a few laps to go, of course, jumping ahead of good mate Devon Stove there. What's it like battling mates that aren't necessarily part of the same stables as you?
Oh, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, you still have some respect for them, but you're not going to make it easy for them either. So, yeah, me and Devon had a good scrap, but I wasn't too quite sure how he managed to get himself to the front of the field, and so I thought he had only taken 2 tyres or something. So I knew he was going to fade the longer the run went on. So I didn't push it too hard early on, and yeah, just had a bit more tyre than him when I went to go past.
I think you will find him getting to the front would be considered the caution of our lottery of all caution lotteries. He hit the jackpot on that last pit cycle that he did. He jumped in, and about a second after he jumped into the pit lane, it went yellow. So he was already in the pit lane as the yellow happened, and when he came out of it, he was sitting at the front of everybody. So hit the jackpot.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I was completely unsure, and in my mind, I was like, he must have taken 2 tyres and jumped us through the pit cycle or something. But yeah, I just went off with the fact that hopefully I'd have some better tyres in a few laps' time, and it kind of felt like I did. So yeah, a lot of fun racing those guys and the Sigma boys. It's always good.
Well, I reckon I could do a pretty good job of rattling off your sponsors for you at this point, but I'll leave it to you. Who do you need to thank this evening?
Yeah, obviously Brady would have covered it all, but yeah, big shout out to the Fastlane Esports guys, SP Tools New Zealand, System Decal, Josh does a wicked job, Hartley Engines, 17RC, and Sidebite Media.
Amazing. Well, Xavier, I'm sure we'll talk again as the season continues on. Congratulations again on another podium here at Darlington Raceway tonight, and good luck for the rest of the season, mate. Yeah, cheers, mate. Thanks for putting the stream on the Sundays. It's always good to go back and watch, and yeah. That'll be my Monday job. Appreciate it, mate. Oh, well, everyone, enjoy your week. I can't lie. I'm not sure if we're racing next weekend with Easter or not, but if we are, I will be here. Enjoy your short week for those of you that get it. For those of you that will still be working, thank you for whatever you do to keep the country moving. But have a fantastic week ahead of you as we wrap up March. Scary to think we're 3 months into the year already. Thanks for watching tonight. This has been Virtual Racing Aotearoa's NASCAR Truck Series Round 5 at Darlington Raceway. I've been Cam. It's been a pleasure watching some truck racing this evening. Ka kite.